Alright, so in this video I'm going to finally tell you about ghosts. I've neglected doing so for a while because a lot of people think that ghosts are just really easy to deal with and sorry, trying to move this that way, great. Okay, a lot of people think that ghosts are just really easy to deal with and that they're no threat whatsoever and that, they're just spooky and they try and freak people out. Um, Kind of mistaken a little bit. A ghost is best described as an egg. So, okay. Think of yourself as an egg. Your body is your shell that contains your yolk and your egg white. Your yolk is your soul, like the core essence of your being. Surrounding that is this egg white, which is like, that's what I like to call spirit matter. Technically, it doesn't have any matter, so then I guess it doesn't matter. Bad joke. Anyway, um, so when you crack an egg, the yolk and the white fall out. Similar to how if your body dies, your soul and your etheric matter, spirit matter, um, comes out of your body. Well, technically, it was never really. Never mind. Theological questions you don't need to ask yourself. Anyway, so um, once this gooey gelatinous substance gets out of you, um, you're a free spirit, I guess, and you can kind of move about, do your own thing, and due to the fact that you have no real physical form, um, you get certain privileges and abilities, intangibility, control of electromagnetic fields, which manifests as telekinesis a lot. That's why you hear a lot about like poltergeist activity, things being like thrown about. That's where that comes from. Ghosts have a few other powers too. Um, they're called like the best way to describe them is like noumena, which is like a word that means like sound, but it's complicated. Basically, spirits have all these different abilities, and like spirits of certain things, like animal spirits or devourers, or all kinds of things, all have different abilities based on what they need to do. Um, Ghosts can acquire certain abilities over time based on both how they died, like when they died, all kinds of things. So like a ghost who died in a fire, it's a very prime example, can cause fires. That sort of thing. Although most of the time they're just etheric fires, so they don't actually catch fire to anything, really. Um, but yeah. So, um, as I told you, when your eggshell breaks, the egg and the yolk fall out. And usually that moves on to the next life and yada yada yada. No hard feelings. But if before the egg is broken, the egg gets hard boiled, when that egg cracks, you have a pretty powerful little egg coming out of it. And that's sort of what happens when you have an angry ghost or a angry spirit ghost thing. Yeah. And those are what hunters usually have to deal with. So an angry ghost, or just simply a ghost, um, those tend to have abilities that are associated with their anger, and they tend to be kind of like a mental patient, like the most ridiculous mental patient you've ever had to deal with. Um, Most ghosts are not like that. Most ghosts are just there for the time, and they're gonna leave, and nothing to be afraid of. But angry ghosts, like those who died in painful fires or um, were tortured to death or whatever, usually those are the ones that come back with a vengeance, and they like to take it out on people because we're so susceptible because ignorance is bliss. Um, but yeah, that's usually what hunters have to deal with. So you can deal with a ghost basically the same way you can deal with a demon. Salt and iron. If you hit it with salt, dissipates. Hit it with iron, it dissipates. Sort of. They can't cross the line of salt or iron, especially iron. Um, and yeah, so how you deal with a ghost though is actually very important. Um, Most ghosts have what hunters like to call a fetter, which is an old word for like shackle. And think of like Marley's ghost in A Christmas Carol. He had all those things that he was attached to in life, and that's why he can never ascend to heaven or whatever. Um, Ghosts have something earthbound they're attached to that draws them to this realm, which is why they can manifest. Um, Usually that's like an object that they had in life, like a ring or something that they like poured all of their emotion into. It forms a really strong bond and it can draw them back. That's sort of how it works. Sometimes it's even their body, but usually that only happens with strigoi, which are a very specific type of spirit. Um, but yeah, so in order to get rid of a ghost, you need to find its fetter, which is easier said than done in a lot of cases, and then destroy it. Either burn it, or if it's metal, you can like hammer it to shit and then burn it. Either way, involve fire because it gets rid of everything. And yeah, just destroy whatever it's attached to, but make sure it's attached to that. And you're not just destroying precious jewelry that you could sell for money. So yes, righty then. Ghosts usually manifest as cold spots before they manifest visually. I'll show you how to see spirits and stuff and how to make them visible if they appear invisible later. Yeah, usually there's a temperature drop associated with ghosts, like cold spots. EMF goes wild. Yeah. Ghosts aren't as creative as demons or as fucked up. Oh, I can't say that on YouTube, can I? Yeah, fuck it. Um, but yeah, just make sure that the ghost you're dealing with is dealable based on your skill level. Most ghosts are not too much for a hunter to handle, but the really pissed off ones and the ones that are freaking crazy, you're gonna need some help. So remember the buddy system, and if you need help, get it. There are plenty of hunters around the world that you can get for help, no matter where you are. China, Zimbabwe, where's that other place? Australia. Ask for help. Okay. All right. Well then, yeah. Keep your rock salt ready, and good night and God bless.